Hi, so today I painted my own anime figure with the power of airbrush. Yes, today we are using an airbrush for the first time ever. This will go amazingly, chat. We're going to be painting this lovely Chuya but with Shadox figure that I got from China. When I am done with him, he will be going into my shrine. If you couldn't tell, Chuya is my favorite character and I'm very normal about him. He's kind of a bit broken right now though, so let me set him up. You know, I'm pretty sure that he is bootleg, because the original figure, which looks like this by the way, beautiful, amazing, lovely, yeah, it was apparently limited edition. I heard it went for like £1,000 or something, because Chuya fans are crazy. I'm not crazy though, I'm completely sane. Also, this shit definitely not going together. I thought it would like click into place, but it doesn't. Heh, sounds like I'm gonna have to use some glue later. It's okay guys, Chuya still looks good even if he's in multiple pieces. Anyway, I'm using the Timbertech airbrush today and the Vallejo. I sincerely hope this is pronounced Vallejo. Here is now 5 minutes of me being stupid. I just spent 5 minutes trying to put it together when it was already together! And also I think I might have broken it, it won't screw on for some reason. It's okay guys, I figured it out, we are good. Okay, so now we plug it in. We can now spray air, chat. And now we can finally start painting, yippee! I have a white primer, and also a black primer, and also a box. Yes, I need two, don't judge me. We're gonna use the black primer first, and then use the airbrush, which is scary, but it's okay because I believe in myself. Cootie told me not to paint inside because I'll die, but it's okay, because nah, I'd win. I have a lot of windows and an open door nearby, so I think it's fine. Don't do it in an unventilated area though, because I think the paint fumes will get everywhere and you might die. If there were any paint fumes, that is. Guys, listen, I don't know why, but this wig was not working at all. There was like paint inside the bucket, and there was air coming out, right? But there was no paint coming out! Except for when I spilt it all. That's where that random paint puddle came from. Whoops. I ended up having to take it all apart again and clean it for it to work. I was so confused for like 15 minutes, so like I thought my airbrush was broken, chat. Also, at like some point I spray painted the hair and the skin parts white because they're lighter colors, so it made sense. I don't know what happened to my footage though. Anyway, I also had to cut off a lot of plastic bits that were sticking out. It was probably left over from whatever mold or 3D printing stuff they did, but yeah, it was clearly not supposed to be there. But huzzah, now we can actually start doing colors. I started off with the skin color because I don't know why, but I always do that when I'm drawing too. Do you like my wonderful invention, guys? It's a peg that I stole from my mom, stuck to a wooden stick, stuck inside some cardboard. For the arms too, I also have clothing pegs that I stole from my mom. It's annoying to try and hold it with my hand, so I got a bit creative. Chuya basically only has his arms and face exposed though, because he's a modest diva, so that was pretty easy. I did try to add a bit of shading with a darker color, but I don't think you can see it, so just take my word for it guys, I swear it's in real life. While I waited for them to dry, I finished off priming the black stuff because it's really annoying but you can't really do it all in one go. Then I taped up the skin parts with this fancy masking tape I got so I can like spray paint the gloves and shit. I also have a 1mm one and a 3mm one that unsurprisingly I did not use. Guys listen, it sounded a lot more useful in my head, okay? If I'm being for real though, I do not trust this tape. Listen guys, I have like tape trauma. Whenever I use masking tape, it always goes wrong. I haven't had professional masking tape before though, so I'm praying that this goes better because I do not want to repaint the skin guys. Also, do you like my geniusness? I use a sewing needle to sew the pegs to the top of the box because I can't really put it down normally or ruin the paint. I am so smart guys. It kinda looks like I'm making a horror house with my body parts hanging like that, but it's okay chat, my family didn't say anything. Maybe it's because they already know I have a few screws loose, but you know. Then it's shading time, yippee! Basically just did a bit of light grey in the parts that were sticking out, like, you know, around the wrinkles and stuff. I also managed to spill my paint again because I did not learn my lesson. Guys, I don't know why, but I have a habit of always using too much paint. My airbrush paint thing was filled to the top, and because I have a total of 1 brain cell, I didn't put the lid on it. I'm very, very smart, as you can see. Also, at some point, you'll notice I don't have gloves anymore. The reason is that I don't have the brain cells to use gloves either. Listen guys, I just hate the feeling of gloves. Like, I swear my hand doesn't work anymore with gloves on. Do you guys know what I'm saying? It just feels so wrong to hold things. Listen, I love gloves for fashion purposes because it looks cool, but for painting, it is not it, gang. Also, I was using the gloves to like hold the pieces right, but guys, it was like ruining my paint. I kept seeing random marks on my pieces I just painted, and it was making me go crazy. Like, I don't want to do another coat. So yeah, we are not using gloves anymore. I already feel like my skill has improved by 1000%. This is amazing, chat. Surprisingly, I didn't get a lot of paint on my hands either, so maybe I'm just too good. Just kidding, I suck. I accidentally went overboard with the light grey, so I had to fix it a bit by going back in with black. Switching colors is so annoying, guys. Thank god the thin layers dry really quickly though. When I first primed it, I basically had to wait a few hours for it to dry, and because you can't really paint it all at once, it just took ages. I guess primer just takes longer to dry, I don't know. It was very annoying to have to set up the airbrush each time though. It's okay though, because you know what? I bet I'll get used to it in no time, and then I will be unstoppable. This is really surprising, but we've actually finished a decent part of Chuya's clothes already. Chuya's wearing a lot of black, and it's pretty easy when you only have to shade one color. I'm gonna put them away safely so we can varnish them later. In the meanwhile, let's work on everything else. Yippee! I chose to do the hair next because then I can use the leftover orange to mix the brown. I am so smart, you actually don't understand. At first, I tried using my super cool invention to hold up my hair pieces, but then I realized that the paint dried so fast that I didn't really need it. There's also like 4 pieces for some reason, so by the time I paint the others, the first piece is already dry. I don't know why there are 4 pieces, because in my head, it makes sense to only have like 2, because you just need like the front hair and the back hair, right? I don't know, I guess we can figure out how to put them together later. I went for a kind of gradient thing, by the way, so like, I put a base of orange and then I mixed a darker orange for the top bits. I think I did like 3 layers of different colors, I forgot. Honestly though, I wish I did a much darker color overall, because while I was coloring it, I was actually kind of worried about going too dark, but guys, listen, I think I went pretty accurate to Canon Chuya, but in the actual figure, they do his hair like a dark reddish color. I honestly think that for this figure, it looks better, because like, the orange color that I used, I don't know why, it just looks like plasticky, but it is too late now, gang. Here is the finished thing. It probably looks fine right now, but you'll see what I mean with being too light later. Maybe the gradient was a bad idea, guys. Anyway, time for the worst part ever, because I already know that this will go horribly. Unwrapping masking tape. Listen, if I set my expectations to the bottom, then I will protect myself from being disappointed. And I was damn right for doing that, because masking tape is a lie! Are you seeing this, chat? I recorded it so bad, but the paint is like everywhere where it shouldn't be. Do I just suck at using masking tape, guys? Like, how does this even happen? What sucks is that I don't really have a choice, so like, what am I gonna do? Magically avoid the spots? So, yeah, I'm gonna try and, like, tape harder, I don't know. Somehow, though, the taping that I did for the arm went perfectly. Like, my expectations were so low, I was actually shocked when I unwrapped it. So the real question is, what the hell happened with the head? Did my tape, like, come loose or something? I don't know, but whatever. I'm basically just taping off the black bits on, like, the coat and stuff so I can do the brown, and surprisingly, we're gonna be done! Spray painting is actually so fast, chat, what the hell? And also, yes, I did have to fix the head by painting over with the skin color again. 0 out of 10. Because I am an opportunist, though, I took the opportunity to go in with darker shading. I already tried shading the skin before, but I felt like I could push it more, you know? I did more shading on the arms too, because why not? I already have the color. And here are the arms done. I still have to do the face makeup, but I think I'm gonna finish airbrushing everything else first. Wait, I totally forgot, but I have to use a whole different color for the apple, chat. Yeah, let's just get it over with quickly. I said as I spent the next, like, 20 minutes coloring it. Guys, I think using a black primer for the apple was a bad idea. In my head, I was like, apple, dark red, use black. But guys, the red was not showing at all. Like, I think I had like 4 layers or something, bro. What the hell? Basically, it just took ages and the coat wasn't even. Dude, my airbrush keeps doing this stupid ass thing where it like pisses all over my painting. Like, I'm not even joking. It just like spits out loads of water randomly. Like, apparently it's because I live in a humid environment. I love being in the UK. I bought a filter because apparently that helps, but I have to wait like a month for it to arrive, so I just have to deal with my airbrush piss in the meantime. Here is the apple done. Does it look tasty, chat? I kept the stalk black because I think other colors like brown would stand out too much. What's really strange is that in the actual figure, there is no apple stalk. Like, this is definitely a bootleg, chat. Anyway, we're doing like the brown parts now. Huzzah! Last part! I'm pretty excited to put it together actually, because I couldn't put it together before. Really hoping it fits together. The brown was really pissing me off, by the way, because I think that day was like extra humid or something, because my airbrush kept pissing everywhere. And also, I think I thinned my paint way too much. Look guys, I'm just having so many issues with my airbrush. Sometimes I get this stupid problem where like no paint comes out, or it's like barely any. Most of the time it's either my nozzle is blocked, my paint is too thick, or both. You can make your paint thinner by adding thinner. Wow. But I think I added way too much this time, like, I don't know what I was thinking. Now I'm gonna have to do like 10 billion more layers, and you know, because my airbrush kept pissing, right? It's all like watery and stuff, it's gonna take ages to dry. So yeah, in the meantime, I primed the shirt. I put way too much, by the way, and my stupid ass tried to wipe it off, and like the tissues got stuck to the primer, and listen guys, it was just so bad, I don't even want to talk about it. I managed to fix it though, so don't worry. I was panicking, so I didn't take a photo of it before, but low-key, you don't even want to see it, chat. It was like horrendous. Anyway, I like varnished a bunch of other stuff while I was waiting. Also, don't worry guys, I'm still not using gloves because I hate gloves, but I upgraded the clothing pegs I stole from my mom to proper clips. That way I'm not varnishing my hand. Look at them holding all my stuff nicely. Anyway, I did another layer of brown, and I also made another spillage of brown paint this time. If it was thick paint, then it would look like I took a fat shit on my workspace. Then I varnished more stuff. What's annoying is that the clips are very strong, which is good, but it's also not good, because when I take off the clips, it also takes off my paint! I hate this, guys. And, I accidentally varnished one of the sleeves too much, and I panicked and tried to wipe it off with a tissue. I took a video of this one. Nian doesn't learn from her lessons, chat. Yeah, I'll fix it later. That's so annoying though, because I was done with my black paint, but now I have to get it out again. What is this? I also didn't learn my lesson with the thinner, and I went overboard again. Yippee! Time to do another 10 layers of paint. I also didn't learn my lesson with the amount of paint I use. I actually put the lid on this time, so I didn't get a spillage, but I did get a blockage of like dry paint or something in the nozzle. And when I tried to clear it right, the paint would not go through, so instead it went backwards. Now you can tell that I'm an artist. Yes, by the way, I did wear a nice shirt while I was doing this. I regret everything. By the way, I'm doing like a greyish purple and brown gradient for the inside of the coat. Basically, Chuya has this dumbass jacket where this bit is like brown, but this bit is like purple. Even the cosplay people don't know what the hell is going on, and they usually change the purple bit to be brown. I did a gradient though, because I think it'll look nice when you put it together. To be honest though, it low-key took 10 years off my lifespan. Like, my airbrush is driving me crazy, guys. Obviously, my masking tape didn't work that well either. Like, that's just a given at this point, guys. I had to go over a lot of the parts with black again, and for the finer details, I just use a paintbrush, because I ain't dealing with that. I also fixed the sleeve that I ruined with varnish earlier, so 2 in 1, I guess. You know what though? It actually looks pretty clean. I'm very happy with this. The only thing we have to do now is the face, and then we can start putting it all together. What's very nice is that they gave me these nice decals to use for the eyes. What's not nice is that I couldn't take them off. Look guys, I swear it was literally just a sticker stuck to a piece of card or something. Cause you know what I had to do to get it off? I had to soak it in water and literally rub off the blue bits. 0 out of 10, chat. It also rubbed off the stickiness, I guess, cause I had to get out my glue stick to stick it on. It was so annoying to try and adjust it. Like, I think I did most of it off camera. When I finished though, it looked really shit. I was hoping it wouldn't be shit, but it was shit, and I was not surprised. The other eye is literally the same one copy pasted and flipped, so it makes them look so cross-eyed. Guys, this might be a hot take or something, but I think 90% of the time, if you're just copy pasting the other eye, or you're using something like the symmetrical tool, it just looks so unnatural. Please don't do it. I ended up having to repaint the eyes basically. At first, I was just moving the pupils a bit so it wouldn't look cross-eyed, but then I ended up doing the lashes and shading the under eye too. Guys, I basically just redid everything. And here's how it looks. I did a decent amount off camera because it was really small, like I had to bring it up to my eyes. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with it actually. I dropped my vest and it broke. Guys, I dropped this thing once! How does this even happen, chat? I'm genuinely wondering what they used to make this figure because it's actually pretty heavy. Especially the coat, like it doesn't seem like normal figure plastic if you get what I mean. I was low-key too tired to care about the vest breaking, like I kinda just got my glue out and got on with it. Anyway, yippee, everything's painted, which means it's time to do 3D jigsaw. Wow, guys, I'm kinda getting flashbacks. Fun fact, someone from my Paper Miku comment section recommended that I get tacky glue. Tacky glue is apparently all-purpose, and I just kinda had it like lying around, so I tried to use it to put my figure together. Emphasis on tried though, because I tried and it didn't work. You are currently watching me peacefully put everything together, but what you don't know is that it takes ages to dry and it keeps moving around while it's drying. Heh, it kinda made me crash out, guys. Like, don't you need elastic bands to keep them together? While Chuya's hair was drying off camera, by the way, one of the pieces literally fell off and I couldn't find it for like 5 minutes. I was like so scared. 0 out of 10! I ended up switching to my hot glue gun because I don't have any super glue for some reason. We had like 10 super glue bottles the last time I checked though, so like, did someone eat them all or something? Anyway, someone needs to please give me a crash course on glue or something because I can't just keep using hot glue for everything, guys. The belt was really annoying, by the way. They didn't leave like any space to put it in, so I just had to guess where it would be and stick it there. It took way longer than it should have because I was being kind of perfectionist about it. Cause it has to look good, guys. It's a figure of Chuya. Anyway, I have an announcement to make. You should prepare yourself because it's kinda big. I'm sorry that you have to find out this way, but Chuya has been demoted to second husband. I still love him, but not as much as I love my #1 husband. I'll make a video about my first husband soon probably, so I'll just leave you on cliffhanger for now. People in my Discord already know who my #1 husband is though, so please keep quiet. Don't spoil it for everyone else, chat. By the way, today's homework would be to paint a figure, but I'm guessing most of you don't have a random figure lying around, so the alternative homework is to draw your own figure design. I think doing a splash out thing, kind of like how I drew my OC Kiyomi, is pretty good for this. Upload it in my Discord when you're done. Your second homework is to get your hand on some clay in the next 2 months because you will need it. Guys, I wanted to do like a Chuya cosplay, but then I got lazy, so we have Daosai instead. Big Among Us, real life. Anyway, am I high or is this looking kinda good, chat? Fun fact, I was really perfectionist about the apple too. They didn't give me a good place to put the apple, so I kept like rotating it until it was perfect. I had to reglue it so many times, chat. Thank god the hot glue didn't like pull off my paint or something. Anyway, I would love to say we are done, but guys, did you know that I have actually had this figure for a year now? The reason why I waited so long to paint it was because I didn't have a base for it, and I still don't, so we are making one. Guys, I tried to like buy a base online, but I don't read the sizing or something because this is way too small, chat. Is it a terrible idea to try and make my own base? Yes! But I don't care, because I don't want to wait to buy more things online. I hate buying things online, and I feel like I've been doing it too much recently. It's making me go crazy. Honestly though, I probably should have just bought a base again anyway, because damn, this made me crash out so bad. Guys, I actually needed like 2 days to recover after this, because it was such a headache, you actually don't understand. So, you remember how I said Chuya's coat is really heavy? Yeah, well, he won't stand up by himself. There's some holes in his shoe, so I tried sticking some wires in there and attaching it to the base, but the base is cardboard that I stole from his box, so it's not heavy enough to hold Chuya! And also, the wires suck. I don't have any that are the correct size, they're all like too small. I kept trying though, because obviously I can't just give up, and you know what that led to? It led to Chuya losing his feet. Multiple times! And also me wasting 3 hours of my life. 0 out of 10. His feet aren't strong enough to hold his body and it's literally making me go crazy! Listen, it was just like a constant cycle of trying to get him to stand with loads of glue and wires, and then his feet falling off, and then having to glue them back on and try again. You guys are lucky I didn't record most of it. I ended up having a stroke of genius and sewing him to the base because I did not feel like drilling more holes into him. I don't want to touch glue or wires ever again. Literally chat, I got like a fishing line and I put it through a sewing needle. Desperate times call for desperate measures, what can I say? Surprisingly, it actually worked though. I mean, I say it worked, but like, really? I don't trust it, chat. He is holding on with the power of hopes and dreams right now. Also, the base looks kinda trash now, but for the sake of my sanity, I will accept that. You can tell the issues went for a lot though, cause like, what the hell is going on? I think you can see here what I mean by the hair being too light. Or maybe I'm tripping, I don't know. I just wish there was more like depth. I'm gonna try shade it differently next time. I forgot to say earlier, but I totally forgot to do his eyebrows when I was doing the face. I had to draw them on with a pen later, so I don't know, I hope they don't look that trash. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the face, but I don't know if that's like a me problem or like a figure problem, because I tried my best, guys. Not gonna lie though, I love how the coat turned out. Like guys, am I high or does the gradient actually look good? You know what I need to get? I need to get like one of those cake spinner things. He looks so tilted here, but I can't fix it. Now I'm gonna take Chuya to my shrine, let's go! I have a perfect spot just for him, chat. I was kinda worried about him falling over, but actually the coat like leans on the cabinet, so yippee! What a great addition to my goon shrine! I need a shrine for my #1 husband soon. Maybe I will fix the base like next year or something. Whatever, goodbye. Guys, if you are rich, please buy my prints and my keychains. I have like 2 Chuya prints, but they're old and I want to make new ones. But the problem is, right, I need money to make new ones, chat. What do I do? I do have a nice Dasein Yosuno print that you should totally buy though. If you're like broke, then you just comment like, yeah, I finally did the Chuya figure after a year! Shock emoji, exclamation mark emoji. Guys, trust me chat, YouTube loves the comments. Okay, thank you, goodbye.